Thursday tea time, fourth week of the month, talking about
Tips.
helpful tips. So today we're going to talk about Royal Caribbean in particular. Some of these tips are universal. They work for all cruises. They work for trips in general, but these particular ones we want to focus in on Royal Caribbean. So we're going to do seven of them, and like I said, some of them are universal. But the first one, and I'll let you address that because you're usually the one that talks to the clients about booking their entertainment and why you think it's a good idea.
Well, once you've purchased your cruise and that, and you've downloaded the app, or it's nice to go on there and look at their entertainment, and you can go ahead and reserve it. You're not paying for it, but you're reserving your time to be there. And so it'll pop up on your as a reminder that hey, you got a show to go to. And then when you go, I think all they do is ask you for your C pass. So that's your room card. And so they know that you have a reservation and you're more apt to get in. If you don't have one, then usually about 10 minutes before it starts, they'll allow other people to come in if they still have space available.
Right.
But I think just it allows you to reserve that spot for yourself
So
and your
especially
family.
on like the Oasis class and the Icon class, there's more people on the ship than can fit in those venues. So pre reserving, and about how far out do the entertainment reservations become available?
It's usually 30 to some are a little further out, but within 30 days for
Yeah,
sure
about
you
30
want to have
days
it
out.
in.
Yeah, just start checking it. So number two on the list is gratuities. Um, so we get asked a lot about gratuities. That's how they get paid. They keep it separate because there's a different company that hires them and pays them and does payroll than the actual people that run the ship. So the gratuities is the way they get paid, and some ships it's all included and you don't have to worry about it. But Royal Caribbean, it's a separate charge, and we think it's best to prepay them. And normally we'll just put them on the reservation. We'll put them on the reservations, and then when you make your final payment, your tips are taken care of. Um, just for the simplicity of not having a bill when you get off the ship, if you don't want one, and not worrying about that little extra that you're going to have to pay, and that could be depending on the length of the cruise. A 7-day cruise is about $126 a person. So paying it up front and not having that bill at the end is kind of nice. And if the gratuities go up, like they just went up last month, you won't get caught up in an increase. You'll pay whatever you paid, and that's what it will be. And then Royal Caribbean will compensate the rest of it. So I think, a good deal is to get your prepaid gratuities. Um, the second one, this is my big thing too, um, is inside rooms. I ain't gonna be in my room all that much. I'll just get an inside room and be done. Now, first time cruisers, that's they usually do go inside because they don't know if they're going to like it. Why spend a bunch of money? We'll save some money and spend it somewhere else. And you're not going to be in your room very much anyway. Well, yeah, if you have an inside room, you probably won't spend much time in your room, um, because you're not going to like your room. It feels claustrophobic, and if you're worried about being seasick, the best thing to do about being seasick is to fresh air and natural light. So when you have the opportunity, ask for an ocean view. Sometimes it's minimal more cost than an inside cabin, and it's going to feel bigger. So on some ships, that's the biggest room on the non-suite class, is because sometimes they just take the balcony and make it part of the room because it's lower to the water line. You're not under the water line, you're 40 to 60 feet above,
With a nice
but
window.
it's a nice big picture window, so it's kind of nice. It's a good trick to kind of save a little bit money if you need to be conservative about it, or you're just not sure how you're going to like things.
And they're usually nice size.
And they are. Yeah, they are. So to me, if you're going to say, I'm worried about being sick, I heard you're supposed to be middle. I think on these bigger ships, it's more important to be natural light and fresh air. Now, you're not going to get fresh air in an ocean view, but at least you have the natural light. So that's my second tip. So we're three
That would be
altogether.
3.
And then you know the things you put in the room, they hang on the wall.
The
You want to tack it
magnets.
back those
I can't.
magnets, the
Oh,
little
the
hook
magnet.
magnets.
So the walls are usually metal. So it's a great tip to, to hang your hats or light jackets. You can actually take a magnet with the little hook or the clip and put it on your walls, and you can put things on your wall. Some people put a little bag up there with their little gadgets in there so they know where it's at. There's
Hang
just
your
lanyards
charger,
or your charger
your
cords,
cord on there,
but your lanyards,
your
you know what I mean,
lanyard
so
for
you know
your
where it's
key.
at.
Yeah.
So it just comes in handy, and they got plenty of wall space, and so
Yeah, just hook them
So,
out there.
magnets
I
are
don't
nice.
like to stuff my hats in the closet. I'd rather hang them on the wall. So yeah.
Better than a lamp, huh?
Yeah. And space is limited, so if you can maximize the use of space, I think it's a good idea. I like those magnets. And you can buy them. Where did you get yours?
You can buy them at Walmart, dollar store, anywhere. You can get. They're different types. Some are just with a hook. Some are like a clip, like like on a clipboard where 2 things go.
Yeah.
So there's different types of hooks, and some people like to decorate their door. Talk about magnets, because when they come down the hall, they know where their door is. It's
Yeah, just put a little cut out picture type thing.
But with magnet, you can.
And it's a magnet.
Put
Yeah,
your
you're
magnet
not supposed
on.
to put tape anywhere on there.
Yeah.
You can get charged
So,
quite a bit of money if you tape on the walls or
So-
on the door.
So it's kind of nice, and if you're, and it's cool to walk down the hallways and always look at other people's doors and see how they've decorated them. So that's a cool idea to do.
So the next one's on the list. I'll let you deal with this one too.
What is that?
Is the phone chargers.
Oh.
One, remember to bring it, but then there's
Just
only
go
a,
for it.
a few plugs, right?
Yeah. Usually there's they have a European plug, and then they have a United States outlet. They don't encourage you to bring any kind of electrical, like what do you call them things? Where you have multi plug.
Multi-plugs.
But they can get like a digital one, or one of those with a USB in that. You can plug it in the wall and have a couple of chargers in there. That's a very nice thing. So at night while you're sleeping, it's nice to charge all your phones. You're ready for the next day. And while you're out, then you charge your computer or your tablets while you're out. And there's always one on the TV, a USB port.
Yep.
The newer ships are putting them more by the bed. But right now,
On the lamps, yeah.
by the lamps, but usually they're normally by the desk or the dressing table with the large mirror where the blow dryer and things are, where you're getting ready. And
Yeah, always. I remember when I first found out there's a USB charger, old school type, not the C, but the
on the TV.
yeah, the old style.
Yeah.
Where you can just slide it in. So if you have an old cord, you can slide it in on the back of the TV and charge your phone that way. So we got 2 topics left. I'll let you take the first day. What's like the main place that you would say, if you can, avoid?
So the first place is, excuse me about that. The first place, you usually get on and you do your muster station, and then you're hungry and you want to go get something to eat. The busiest place is usually the elevators and the buffet, but they usually have a dining room that's open for lunches. So it's always nice to be able to go there and eat your lunch versus the buffet. I mean, they both have wonderful food. It just is the amount of people and how to get a table. In the dining room, you have a table. You can get one real easy. At the buffet, you may walk around a little bit. And because it's quite full, and then you're eating outside in the hot sun and the wind.
People aren't in relaxed mode. They're bug running all over.
Yeah. So I mean, they're excited.
It's
their
it's
first
all
day of
the
cruise, but yeah.
It's quite interesting up the buffet area.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, I think that's a good tip. Go to the dining room on the first day. Nothing wrong with the buffet. Sometimes the food up there is
It's really good.
a better choice than the main menu, but try both. But the first day, yeah, I think that's a good plan. And then lastly, is insurance. I think that's the best tip we can give you, especially you know, if you never thought about, oh, I don't need that, what, you know, blah, 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 blah. We've seen too many people get in a jam because they didn't have insurance.
Or they
There's
got
a
to
cost
use
to it.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that you're going to buy on a cruise that you hope you never, never, ever use. But if you need it, it's nice to have. It comes as one product, but it usually covers three things. Now, there's all kinds of insurance. We personally only sell Allianz or the supplier. So Royal Caribbean in this case has insurance. And you can buy that insurance or you can buy Allianz. We prefer the Allianz. It's a higher coverage, usually a less cost. But it covers I can't go, so that's trip
For a
cancellation
covered reason.
for a multiple. There's like 21 different reasons in there, which most people, if they buy a cruise, they're going unless one of those 21 things come up and they're covered. So know what those coverages are. Obviously, you can buy cancel anytime. It's very expensive as compared to the normal policy. But
The coverage.
if you're worried about not going for one of the uncovered reasons, you can buy that. But you're not going to get 100% back. In most cases, it's somewhere between 50% and 80% back for trip cancellation. The second part is trip interruption. So once your date comes and you're ready to go on your vacation, if something happens between the time you leave your home and the time you get to the cruise or whatever, in this case, we're talking Royal Caribbean, and it interrupts and causes you either to miss the cruise or to incur a cost. So you're going to go the day before. The flight's late, you get delayed, you don't leave until the morning, you make it to the cruise, but that night you had to stay in a hotel and eat some food. You didn't get reimbursed by the airlines, so that would be trip interruption. If they or they lose the bag.
Or not, and they don't get to sleep in the hotel that they booked
Yep.
because they got in the next day and they didn't even make it to the hotel.
So the hotel they had on the cruise side,
Yeah, so
that would be
kinda like
reimbursed because normally you have to cancel it 48 hours
yeah.
to get reimbursed by the
So
hotel.
then you have some coverage to get
So
some of that money
that's
back.
interruption.
Uh-huh.
And then the big piece is the medical piece.
Yes.
Because we hear this not as much as we used to. Oh, my card has insurance on it. Your card, and we've seen this firsthand, is not going to cover you enough. And it's going to be difficult to get them to pay out. I mean, we have a card that covers purchases and insurance is built into it, but it's not a good idea. It's not going to be enough coverage. And your medical coverage that you have with your work or retirement or whatever, how you have your medical, may not cover you in international waters or in other countries. So you need to kind of pre-look at that, make sure you're not going to be missing. Because if you're on the ship and you go down to the medic, and all the ships have medics, and you get um, maybe you feel like the food didn't sit right, and you got a belly ache and you need some um, antacid or whatever. That visit is going to cost about $200 just to go down there. They run their test and give you whatever medicine you
Just
might
like
need.
a doctor.
So that one little simple thing will cover the cost. Most times will cover the cost of the insurance. And then if something major happens, you'll be covered for that. So check out the insurance. We highly recommend it. We personally travel with insurance each and every time. So, we learned on our very first cruise that insurance was a very good thing to have. Nothing happened to us, but someone we were traveling with couldn't go home on their flight. They had to go to the hospital. They got all the medical attention. Then they had to go home, so they had to stay in hotels. That's another expense. And then they had to get home. They had to buy a new ticket, and they were in a cast, so they couldn't fly anywhere but first class. So, I mean, it just went on and on and on. And that incurred quite a bit of a medical bill.
But the medical can be from anything from as simple as going down to see the doctor to get a little bit of medicine,
Yeah.
to a broken limb, or that you slip and fall. You know, you break something on the ship. You don't plan that, but with the excitement and everything running around, it could happen. We have seen multiple uses of it. So as even for the cancellation. So it's a good thing.
So to summarize,
Yep.
we had 7 things. Start at the bottom with the insurance. Save the buffet for after the first day. Your phone chargers, first, remember to bring them. And second, find alternative ways to get them plugged in because there's limited access to plugs. Third is the magnets, either the hooks, decorations for your outside wall. Don't be using tape, use magnets. And you can, just all the walls, most of the walls on Royal Caribbean are metal. Please reconsider the inside cabin. Don't let a good vacation be tainted by a bad room. Prepay your gratuities. And then lastly, book your entertainment prior to boarding. It gives you a better chance of getting the time slot that you want. So I think that's it, huh?
Yeah, I think so. And if you have any other suggestions that you'd like to share with us or want to hear more, just put them in the chat.
Yep, put them in the chat. If you have your favorite first-time cruiser tip, put it in the chat. Love to see what you think. As we have been doing, please scan with your phone the QR code there to sign up for our weekly travel deals. And then in the top corner, please subscribe to our YouTube page. So our YouTube page is fairly new. So the more subscribers we get, this is, if you're watching on Facebook, then, this is also being broadcast over YouTube. So help us out. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. And we'd love to see your comments in the comment box.
I think that's it. Stay warm, travel well.
Travel often.
Travel with ABC.
Take care, guys. Enjoy.